Peace, 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 peace of mind. Yes, peace of mind to all. It's time again. While we in the time, it's time. So go on ahead and get comfortable. You already know what time it is. Ain't no time to be uptight. Ain't no time for ill will. This ain't nothing but good will and good spirits on this side. Hey, yeah. Finna have a dynamic learning. Yes. This study, hopefully, will bring to you just what you was looking for. Yes. As we settle in, yes. Hope everybody is doing well. Goodwill to all and all as well. And no thank you for those who won't view and choose to view. Hey, we appreciate you. I appreciate you. Let's go. Hey, we raising from something to nothing. Yes, that's all you hearing these days. Always talking about what's in their pocket, something, but they ain't talking no knowledge. Yeah, we got a deep teaching and wisdom that's gonna give some lovely instructions to how Allah sees and understands our reality. Yes, in order to be real, it must be reality. Real equals reality. See, and the only thing real is nothing. Yeah, you can bite into that apple. Oh. It's like, what is the eye? Oh. Say, what is nothing? The opposite of something. See, and this is the unification or the unity of community. These things we have to find through gentleness and discipline. And after a long time of gentleness and discipline, it happens. So we're going to get ready to get into our deep understanding on some clearness. We're going to get clear conceptions. Now, what we're going to grab a clear conception of is spiritual is physical. Spiritual is Spiritual is physical. Let's see, it's trying to come out physical. I don't know if it, maybe something trying to come out physical, spiritual, spirit physical, spirit physical. See, that's how you got to understand the codes, light codes, spiral physical, spiritual physical. So when we understand it, that's the planet sphere. And this is how you understand your plane and sphere, your spiritual physical. Oh yes, that's understanding. So when we're talking about all that you thought was spiritual is indeed physical. And it's a beautiful understanding of life when the study of self is done and the magnificent glory is rewarded. Because you know there's two rewards for he, she, whoever seeks knowledge. So these two understandings are beautiful as two rewards. Oh, and that's the knowledge of self and attaining that knowledge of self. Walking into your upper room, the greater leaving the lesser. Not as it doesn't exist, but as in only what you become exists. And we have to understand and this is a whole different way than doing. Oh yes. This is what understanding of like what you say, what it means when you say the spiritual is the physical. Well, so you already know the spiritual you understand has to do with spirits. And the spirits that you understand have no physical. So this got to be paradoxical because you physical. So now when we understanding reality, reality is that which exists. Can you understand all that exists? And so we have disconnected ourselves by viewing into spooky ideas known as spirits, spooky spirits at a distance. And so these things have to be unlearned. We have to unlearn before we learn how to learn. And so this is what we have to do when you want to understand the big S and not the little s. The big self is not the little self. So this is something that has to be recognized, and yourself has to become aware. And into awareness, you get a glimpse of the I. the eye to its own existence. And so self is becoming. So what are you becoming? It is you who choose. The spiritual is the physical. The spiritual physical. So what do you say is spirit? Is air a spirit? Is water a spirit? Is a tree a spirit? Is the clouds a spirit? Is the ground you walk on a spirit? If these are not spirits, and you are a spirit, then what are these? To understand what the spiritual is, the spiritual manifested the spiritual as itself. And that's the physical. To prove that the spiritual is physical, the spirit is now physical. So physical is the beginning of understanding the spiritual. Mm-hmm. So when we understand the wisdom of what is known, we walk into the unknown. As you see, you don't see. So everything has an action. So every other thing has an equal reaction. This is the understanding of the two. The two is not one. And so all we can do with two is say it came from one. So now that we understand, well, maybe we don't understand. So let's just say, how's a tree spirit? How's the air spirit? How's a cloud spirit? Well, it's physical, isn't it? If you see, hear, or feel anything, then it's a thing. And anything that's a thing is physical. And so now we must ask outside of questions as the things we see and hear. Well, let's go with angels. That's above men. That's even written in traditional scriptures. So let's go to the angels. If trees, air, clouds, the ground, even myself, we are spirits, then what about an angel? Well, when we talk about math, math is math. So angels are spirits. And just like all spirits are physical. So as you see, all spirits are not the same size. So there's different sizes of different spirits. So these different spirits live in different size realms. These different sizes of realms is why you don't see them. It's not that nothing exists or don't exist. It's that it lives beyond your observation. It's so small. When I say beyond, it's so small within your observation. You can no longer, as they say, perceive. But just because you can't perceive doesn't mean that it's not physical. Even that which is unperceivable is physical. We must know. Yes. Okay. I got it. To know doesn't begin with what we have been, known to know. And that's like information. So when I speak about know, I'm talking about K-N-O. Not the school version of knowing and information, knowing information and calling that I know. No, I'm talking about K-N-O. K-N-O is a certain gnosis. And this is a certain gnosis. And its only way is certain. So this is why we must understand the spiritual and the physical. Because we are seeing many forms and sizes of different shapes and from length to width. We see everything from angles to breadth, the space, the area, the time, the place. All these things exist physically. So when they like to call things that exist physically the law of physics, but that's not the law of physics. That's the law of something. The only thing real that is physical is nothing. Nothing is physical. And nothing is spiritual. When we're talking about anything and we're talking about no thing, we are talking about a very particular about a special understanding that leads to the greatest of the greatest. For he who hath searched the philosopher's stone opened up time zones, different portals of consciousness to find the elixir of life, travel through the ages as mastermind travel to attain immortality. As your quest is yours, as you now exist as self, searching, seeking, and attaining. We must attain that which we seek. Whoever will attain. And this understanding becomes an overstanding. And this overstanding becomes an understanding. And this understanding becomes knowing of all. So when you know all, this is when you super stand. And so nothing is physical. Because nothing is spiritual. So anything opposite of nothing is something. And if you're worshiping any angel, then you're worshiping nothing. No one understand what I'm saying. K and O. This is the knowledge of nothing. K and O. This is the knowledge of none. K and O. This is how you know. K and O. At K and O, the knowledge, we know the ledge. And at K and O, we about to say at KOS, you already know it go both ways. KOS. Oh yeah, we already know. K and O. This is the almighty wisdom that was given to us by the greats of the greats. K and O. And so this is the knowledge of self-language. We speak K and O. We know the knowledge of nothing. And we know the edge to the ledge. And so the edge is the ledge of silence. So don't fall off the edge of silence into the sounds that drown and builds like mounds. Feel the ups and downs, turn smiles into frowns. This is called time, or you may call it the breath. So as we breathe this breath, understand this is the holy breath. Not the breath you breathe, but the knowledge of this mind. And having this mind in self. To have this mind in self, you need truth in self. Self cannot be afraid. Self cannot be non-courageous. Self cannot be a punk, wimp. Self cannot be tacky. Self cannot be unruly. Self cannot be rude in any of its jungle of thoughts. Self must take each step and watch under the feet. Self must understand the bruises. If self don't want to experience the bruises, then self must understand bruises only happen to self. Seeing self is the opposite of flesh. Self is the reverse of flesh. So we have to understand how this plays the paradox to you. If you hear the sounds, if you hear the voice, The voice is to you, for you to understand, for you to be, for you to know, for you to have, for you to ask, for you to love, for you to be free. So when we're talking about the spiritual is physical. So that's angels. So now angels are known as spirits, and all spirits are physical. Then we understand the physical. The physical. Everything must exist, and to exist, you must be physical. So when we need to understand the spirit man, the God man, the living law, we must know that is in self. Not self, but in self. And just like your thoughts to the emotions that you feel, all these are in self. So this is the understanding to the overstanding, what you need to overstand and superstand to be able to take it to the ultra consciousness. Salam. It's ultra consciousness. Peace of mind. It's ultra consciousness. Love divine. It's ultra consciousness. Any self who have made these his very own is their higher self. And the higher self is all love. So we're saying spirits is physical. And so to understand spirits, we now understand spirits. Oh, spirits are physical. Yes, spirits are physical. So now that answers your questions to your angels. So if angels are physical, then we know the opposite of angels are physical. Everything in this world that we was told did not exist, very much exists, except aliens. There is no such thing as aliens existing in the planet, flying in UFOs. Those are physical beings. Aliens are not spiritual beings. Aliens are the opposite of angels. And as angels exist physically, the opposite of angels, Damians or demons or aliens, exist. But not as you know it, but as the planes that you know exist. And that exists just as the physical exists. So this is where we tie the tools together. To stop going after something as if it's nothing. To reach your ultimate, highest, no farthest you can go, which is really the nearest. This is how you reach the nearest till there is no farness. So this is speaking K and O. Where you learn how to speak nothing. Salam. Salam. Peace of mind and love divine.